With Lululemon, the real gift happens when your holiday checklist is complete. When you give them the softest loungewear set, you both get more moments like this. And this. And this. This holiday, Lululemon makes it easy to find last-minute gifts that bring presents. Open the moment. Shop now at Lululemon.com.
This episode is brought to you by LifeLock. The holidays mean more travel, more shopping, more time online, and more personal info in places that could expose you to identity theft. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points every second. If your identity is stolen, their US-based restoration specialist will fix it, guaranteed or your money back. Get more holiday fun and less holiday worry with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit LifeLock.com/podcast. Terms apply.
When it comes to towing, seeing is believing. That's why Chevy Truck's advanced camera technology offers up to 8 available cameras for 14 unique views, so you can focus on the view that really matters. Chevrolet, together let's drive. Learn more about Chevy Trucks at Chevy.com. Safety or driver assistance features are no substitute for the driver's responsibility to operate the vehicle in a safe manner. Read the Vehicle Owner's Manual for important feature limitations and information.
You're listening to Achtung, Millwall, broadcasting from the beautiful South Birmingham. Accept no substitute.
Well, hello, good afternoon and welcome, dear listeners, to a fairly cool, windy, wet afternoon in South Birmingham. Grey skies above the Den, illuminated by the amazing Maxim Maze lighting. It's been on for about 15 minutes here. You join us at Goldthorpe. Many are calling the start of the Livermore era. Well, I'm calling it the start of the Livermore era, or maybe the Livermore match. We don't know, dear listeners. But welcome to the Den. My name is Nick Hart. You're listening, of course, to Achtung Millwall, and we're here to see how we get on against 6 games unbeaten Blackburn Rovers. Neil Harris now departed, and part of Millwall history once again. David Livermore, a stalwart of the club, a man that gets a lot of stick over the platforms, the social media and online. I've never really understood that. It wasn't that bad a midfielder. I've seen a lot worse in my time. But anyway, 300 plus appearances. But anyway, he's taking charge of the Lions this afternoon for this championship fixture. Your Lions this afternoon is moderately, shall we call it, an attacking lineup, listeners? It's you and me, shall we agree it's an attacking lineup? I don't know. It's Lucas Jensen in goal, backline Joe Bryan, Murray Wallace, Jeff Tanganga and Ryan Leonard. In front of them, the 2 defensive midfielders of Casper Dorr and Jules Saville. Then the attacking 3, which is Romain Esse, Femi Aziz and the start day for Arrivederci Millwall. In front of them, Macaulay Langstaff. I'm going to call that an attacking lineup. I don't think Livermore has the brief to particularly change formation, and maybe it's not the right time of year or situation to change formation, but he certainly made his little mark there with the starting of certainly Arrivederci Millwall in this fixture. We could use a win, dear listeners, couldn't we, after the recent misery fest? Personally, as much as I didn't want Neil Harris to go, I did want the soap opera that's bedeviled the club since the start of this season to be over, and that was always only ever going to end one way. When Neil Harris he's walked, and now we await the appointment of a new manager. David Livermore has ruled himself out of the contention for the post of Millwall manager. I wonder whether he might throw his hat into the ring, but he's quite clearly said in an interview with South London Press that he sees himself as an assistant. He has said he would like to stay on as assistant to whoever comes in. The 3 names being banded around online are Alex Neil, Stephen Schumacher and the Wickham bloke, Matt Bloomfield, I can never remember his name. Myself, if I was going to be my hard head on, I'd probably take Alex Neil as somebody that can come in and take control of a squad with some fairly substantial personalities in it, and also steer us towards enough wins this season to certainly stay in the championship, because that's really what it's going to be all about, dear listeners, rather than any kind of change towards Barcelona tactics. And Millwall will kick us off, attacking the away end as per the teachings and writings of the Venerable Bede. back in Jarrow Monastery in Anglo-Saxon England. He wrote, Millwall shall attack if ye wait away end in ye first half, always. He puts that in brackets. If that brackets in Anglo-Saxon English, I don't know. It's going to be Casper Denor that takes the kick-off finally. There we go. Blackburn this afternoon, a very fetching shade of pale pink. Some might call it camp. Usually when I do these shows for your hour-long pleasure, listeners, I do a few notes to prep myself for a few little snippets and details and snatches of interviews. Which I did do that for this game, but what I failed to do is load it onto my iPhone, so that's all at home. And so I'm going to have to really blag it in my head. So whatever you hear may well be the ramblings of an ill-prepared commentator. Then about half full, I guess. Half going towards three quarters, not quite, no kind of full house, that's for sure. Plenty of seats around me up here in Birdshit Corner. So there's empty seats knocking around then, but it's not a bad turnout for the Saturday before Christmas, which is traditionally a bit of a wasteland attendance-wise. This is Millwall in possession. This is Langstaff over on the right side of the Blackburn area. You see Falster's giving away a throw-in to Blackburn. Rain in the air out there, listeners. It's that kind of grey, rain in the air weather, wherever you are. Nice work there. Femi Aziz wins the ball on the right side of the Blackburn penalty area. The referee could not wait to give a little free kick there as the defender went down with a mildest of touches from Femi. A nice start. Rain more than in the air. It's sheeting down at the moment out there, listeners. Wind as well. The flag poles opposite me on top of the docker stand. The actual poles themselves are moving in the breeze, so it's going to be harsh conditions out there. All you listeners around the world, this is a Bermondsey wet, cold, cool, wet afternoon. Grey skies. Blackburn from memory are in the top six. I did have all this laid out, like I've said, but neglected to bring it with me. If I was any kind of professional, I'd be blagging it, wouldn't I? I'd make out I had got this kind of information, but I don't. But they were in the top six going into today's game. Lions were mid-table, 13th from memory. Like I said, we could use a win just to lift the sense of flatness that's around the place. Have you felt a flatness? A lot of people moaning online about whoever may or may not be a prospect for manager and the whole kind of Harris departure, which has been done now. Lovely little turn there by Femi Aziz. This is lovely little... He can keep it in, he can't, he's just taken it out. There's a hint of a break there coming down the left side. Good applause at the moment. Blackburn throwing 3 minutes into the game. Lions starting out with some intent, it seems. Well, now Denor just inside over on the right side of the Blackburn half. Nice play, Millwall. This is promising stuff. Lovely little arrogant ball from Romain Esse. Finding Ryan Leonard down the side. That's gone over everybody. Unfortunately, it's fault to Joe Bryan. Idamo takes his man on there. Look, nutmegs in there. Cleared at the last, listeners. Well, so far we are 7 minutes in. Crowd responding to a bit of swagger. A little bit of intent that we're seeing so far. We've got three hungry boys there in Esse, Idamo and Aziz, so they want to show what they can do. And so far, 7 minutes in, but it's entertaining. There's a word we haven't heard used for a long time, listeners. Entertaining. Nice ball. Bryan finds Romain Esse. This is Emarku, released down the left side now. Bit of pace into the box. Last-ditch tackle there by the 15 as Emarku was surging into the box on the left side. The boy looks hungry, listeners. He looks like he's got a point or two to prove, possibly with a watching Neil Harris on the stream somewhere in the heart of Essex, I dare say. What good motivation that is, if that's true. I'm getting like my old nan constructing dramatic situations based on, imaginary dialogues with relations and cousins and whatnot, that you weren't privy to, but she should create a drama out of what she imagined would have been said. Lovely little touch, Yada Emarku on the left side. Ball back to Joe Bryan, shot blasted and scuffed wide right. This is Aziz now, this is Ryan Leonard. What can he find? He's got Romain Esse in the box, tries to pass it back to Leonard into a pink shirt, unfortunately, who thankfully bring it away from their side. They're under a lot of pressure at the moment. David Livermore down on the touchline, wearing his baseball cap and tracksuit. with the there's a picture online of him with Adam Barrett, obviously phonically challenged both. They look like anyone that watched the old 1980s movie called The Wanderers. It's a musical gang kind of culture thing in New York. One group were called the Ducky Boys. If anyone knows the Ducky Boys, it reminded me of the Ducky Boys, this picture. Kind of a skinhead gang in New York. Most people won't know what I'm talking about, but if you do know what I'm talking about, you're my people. You're my person, probably. I used to have the soundtrack to it, like a rock and roll soundtrack. Anyway, Ryan Nedhead in the centre circle now. We're on 16 minutes. It's been a bright start by the Lions, but as so often this season, a strange season, we've got to make it pay, and so far remains 0-0. Beautiful backwards header there by Adam Ivanovic. He finds Joe Bryan, ball into the box. It falls to Remain, shot blocked by the Five. Crucial block. Mill still in possession. Aziz on the right side. Trickery. Ball into the middle. It's not quite cleared there. This is now Dinor on the right side. He's got Aziz. Backheel pass by Femi Aziz. Goes for a throw-in. Blimey O'Reilly, listeners. 17 minutes in. This is good stuff. This is good stuff. I was weighing up, dear listener, with this FA Cup tie versus Dagenham and Redbridge, which is lower tiers only, I've discovered, lower tiers only. Weighing up with a stay at home. It's a Monday night, it's 7:30 kickoff. What a god-awful prospect that is. I thought, well, shall I just stay at home and watch it on the telly? What do you think I did? I'm in block 30, that's right. We're coming towards 22 minutes, so halfway through the first half. Been a pretty bright start by Millwall. No real decisive chances, but plenty of, opportunity, if that makes any kind of sense to your listeners. We've certainly started brightly. Blackburn haven't had much. They are on the, they've got another corner here, another chance for them though. But so far, Mill looking the brighter of the two at the quarter point of the game. So yeah, FA Cup, magic of the FA Cup lured me down on a Monday night when I could be at home watching it on the telly. In it comes again. Flick header, that's gone wide. That was an opportunity actually. It was a flick header from I think it was a centre half there, number 5 I think. It went wide in the event, but I don't think Lucas would have made it if it had been on target. So probably the first chance for Blackburn there on 23 minutes. Lovely work, Ida Marco, defensive work, and Romain Esse draws a free kick to the ironic cheers. Perhaps a hint of sarcasm there, dear listeners. What do you think? Big shout out to the Millwall Supporter Club jersey. I'm just looking at your sticker, chaps. By my seat, they've marked my seat with a Millwall Jersey Supporters Club sticker. Free kick, Joe Bryan. A couple of yards inside the Blackburn half. He's taking it short. This is at Idemo. We're on, 25 minutes. Unfortunately, Idemo runs into trouble there. That one didn't work. Great tackle back. Great listen to the roar of approval. That's what this crowd want. He made an error, but he put it right. And the crowd loved it. Someone replied, I put a post on X, listeners, saying how it was making me, giving me the ache, whoever was being named as the potential favourite on the social media just brings forth a torrent of negativity and no, not him. And I just asked the rhetorical question, who is good enough, presuming that Pep's not available and Jose was mucking about. But someone replied back to me, which actually made me think a little bit. He said, I can't remember who it was, so apologies if it was you that replied to this, but he said that all he wanted was for Mill to be a decent attacking side again. It seems to have been forever since we were last an attacking side rather than a counter-punching side, so to speak. And I thought actually that's a good point, especially here at the Den. I think we touched on it a few times this season, but injuries and who knows, personality clashes got in the way of that. But that's how we've approached this game so far. So fair play to Livers. 27 minutes. This is going to be a free kick for Blackburn though, before I go too Gushy. Yeah, whoever that anonymous poster was, or well, I can't remember his name, probably a better way to put it. I'm with you. Attacking football is what I want to see. And Macaulay Langstaff's chasing the ball in quite nicely there. The 15 now is under a bit of pressure from Romain Esse. They tried the old back heel marking, but it's straight into touch. So the approval of the Millwall crowd around me. We're taking a few chances in possession, deep in their own half, but there we are. Price of attacking football, perhaps. Lovely little back heel through ball there. Finds Aziz via Esse, puts the ball forwards. This is Jules Saville. He's got Brian overlapping him. Ball in from Aziz. It almost finds its way through to Macaulay Langstaff. Oh, into the side netting. I thought for 1 minute he managed to turn on a sixpence and put that in, but it hits the side netting over on a very, very tight right-sided angle there. Nice move, Millwall. 34 minutes. Millwall deserve a goal. A lot of possession. A lot of good intent. Opportunities in front of goal, not so much, but right, the right approach. So we've certainly had the better of the half, in my opinion, so far. Joe Bryan with a free kick, a deep one. It's flighted nicely. It finds its way through to Aziz on the right side. Shot straight at the goalkeeper, who bats it away. It falls to Tanganga. It's inside the 6-yard box and up and away. There was a moment of time froze, it seemed to me. This is Imaku. Esse, little moment there where it seemed like the ball could be put in, but a little deep cross is over the head of everyone, over the head of Aziz. It's now Tanganga on the right. Oh, the linesman's got his flag up. Nice little phase. You can hear the applause, listeners. 37 minutes, I'd say. All breaks. Denoa, Imaku overlapping on the left side now. Into the box. Shot is deflected for a left-sided corner. Nice moment, 38 minutes. Mill win a left-sided corner. Joe Bryan to take. The breeze down there again is must whip in through there's not Zampa Road anymore, is it? The Bellina and John Berylson Way junction must whip round there. Ball just moved off the corner flag, but he's put it back. So here we go. Joe Bryan to take the corner. It's a poor one. Near flourited all wrong. It's the near defender. Been a decent half, in my opinion, listeners. I suppose the only criticism you might make is no direct chance in front of goal. We've had little moments where that has felt a possibility, and that's a big step forward. But certainly the brand of football that we've been playing has been, up and at 'em and attacking minded, and that's really all that you can ask for from a Millwall side, in my opinion. So, good half so far. It'd be lovely to crown it off with a goal. We've deserved it, like I've said, but we're ticking towards now, 45 minutes. However many minutes of added time. There shouldn't be an awful lot. The trainer hasn't been on the pitch in the half that I can remember anyway. I suppose the standout from the half is that the attacking three, Imaku, Esse and Aziz, in moments have looked really hungry for it, and they I think especially Imaku feels he has a point to prove. There it is, half time. Millwall 0, Blackburn 0. Bright half of football from a Millwall perspective. The Livermore era starts with attacking intent, if not any goals, but that's been the story of the season. There it is, half time. Millwall 0, Blackburn 0. We'll be back after these messages.
Bored with your boring cardio? Stop pedaling that snooze cycle to Nowheresville and try some cardio that's actually fun. Supernatural Fitness, available on MetaQuest. Isn't that right, Jane Fonda?
Cardio will never be boring again.
Sweat to the beat of thousands of chart-topping songs inside stunning virtual landscapes.
Bet your stationary bike can't do that.
Visit GetSupernatural.com and join the next fitness revolution. Supernatural VR Fitness, only on MetaQuest. Rated Teen for Teen.
At Enterprise, we know you're constantly on the move. Getting this?
Thanks, Mom.
Fixing that. You reach a destination, and then it's on to the next. And when life is moving at the speed of, life, Enterprise is right there with you, around the corner and around the globe. We'll keep you moving forward. Enterprise, for lives in drive.
This episode is brought to you by NFL Sunday Ticket on YouTube TV. Catch every moment of your team's playoff push with NFL Sunday Ticket on YouTube TV. You'll get amazing features like multi-view, and right now, it's only $49 for the rest of the NFL regular season. So give yourself the ultimate gift this holiday season. Get NFL Sunday Ticket for $49. Sign up now at youtube.com/Sunday Ticket. Device and content restrictions apply. Local and national games on YouTube TV. NFL Sunday Ticket for out-of-market games excludes digital-only games.
Achtung, Millwall.
Well, two teams are making their way out back on for the second half, listeners, after what was a fairly bright and interesting first half. Okay, no direct chances from Millwall, plenty of intent and, bright football. It's good to see it. Both, three of them, the three hungry boys, I'm going to call them, S.A., Imaku and Aziz, looking good on the ball, trying their tricks, trying their flicks. Didn't quite come off at times, but there were plenty of moments where it could have done. So let's hope for more in this second half. It's going to be Blackburn attacking the away end, Millwall attacking the Coldblow, as per the teachings of the Venerable Bede, the listeners, at Jarrow Monastery, sometime around the year 8 to 900 AD. Away we go. Not an awful lot from Blackburn in the first half. A skim header, I think, is the one that leaps into my mind. It was a corner, and the five, I think it was, took a kind of a moving header which floated wide left, but that was about the only chance that really springs to mind. Would have been a good one if it had been on target, but it wasn't. So this is a moment now. This is a 23 surging into the box. It goes over, looking for a penalty. Referee says no. I don't think it was, but it maybe made too much of it. Ryan Leonard launches the ball clear over the top. This is Imaku shining his pace there. The referee gives that as a free kick. Bumps the five, I think it was. But good to see the pace of the boy there. Some conversation on the WhatsApp group about Murray Wallace and Joe Bryan getting in each other's way somewhat on the left side. I suppose it will be an issue until we can get back to full strength in central defence, really. But Bryan blows so hot and cold for me. He's shown some good defensive moments today, but his crossing still can be a bit of an embarrassment at times as well. So this is a ball down the left. This is Imaku finding Langstaff. He's trying to work it into the box. It's going to go for a left-sided corner. So yeah, a bit of a mixed bag, Joe Bryan. Caribou Sport apparently is our official drink. The official drink of Millwall Football Club, Caribou Sport. Have you ever had any, listener? I've never had it. I have no real intention ever to have it, but I picture it being sickly sweet. Like that prime stuff that the kids were going bonkers for not long ago. I did have a taste of that. My nephew got really big time into prime. There's all sorts of variations on it, and his dad was driving to all sorts of shops across Essex and North Kent trying to find the flavour that was it for the moment. This is a wonderful little run by Romain Esse. Beautiful ball, spreads it from Casper de Noise. He's Ryan now on crossing the halfway line. He's got Aziz in front of him. Feeds it into Casper de Noise. Ball into the box. This is Macaulay Langstaff. It's cleared at the last there as Langstaff was trying to work a little touch of space. 7 minutes into the second half, 52, going towards 53 minutes. It's going to be a long throw, I think, from Ryan Leonard. In it comes, deep one. Ryan blasts it, and now we've got too many men forward. This is a dangerous situation. Casper de Noise making manful efforts to get back, and there's Aziz. Fantastic tackle, Femi Aziz. The boy was through on his own there. Danger's not past yet. Great tackle there by Tanganga. Wonderful defending. Femi Aziz, dear listeners. Listen to that, what that's done for the crowd. That's what you want to see. That boy's got Millwall spine, listeners. Crowd loved it. Fantastic. The boy was through. The pink-clad forward, one-on-one with Lucas Jensen. It's Femi Aziz with his pace that got back there and made the tackle. Crowd loved it. That was a goal-saving tackle a few minutes ago from Femi Aziz. Everyone was forward for Millwall, which you could argue is the kind of folly that did for us at the start of the season. But anyway, it's like I've said a few times, it's been an entertaining game so far, and we're skidding along by the seat of our pants slightly. This is the 8 floating the ball in. That's headed up and away, and hoofed clear by Idamo Marku. So that's going to be the price of a more attacking style, I guess. But it certainly beats going Christmas shopping, listeners, put it that way. Lugging around some retail park somewhere. You get my drift? Looks like it's going to be Ivanovic to come in. Who's this coming out? 11. Aziz comes out, Ivanovic comes in. Good applause for Aziz. Crowd responding to that performance. That's been a top-notch performance by Femi Aziz this afternoon. Not least for that tackle back that we saw a few minutes ago. In comes the Serbian kid. Blackburn doing a bit of game management, dear listeners. They're taking forever over their substitutions. There's a bloke right opposite me in the Dockers stand, and the light has illuminated him. I mean, by chance, it's just the way the lights have been arranged like. But he's wearing a white coat. He looks like Marty Hopkirk out of Randall and Hopkirk Deceased. Everyone else is in like darkness around him, and he stands out like illuminated in white. All you older listeners remember Randall and Hopkirk Deceased. It's like I'm looking at Marty Hopkirk directly opposite me in the den here. Of course, it isn't really him, kids. It was a fictional piece of fantasy. 67 minutes, so halfway through the second half. It's been, overall a fairly bright turnout by Millwall across the whole game. Second half has continued as the first left off. Ivanovic is now in for Aziz, who I thought has been a pretty good servant for Millwall this afternoon. Done some really good, attractive things, and of course some hard defensive work as well. But this is a chance now to lob the ball in from the left side. It's a deep one. There's Tanganga headed up. It's going to be away. Falls to Joe Bryan, but hoof clear. 71 minutes. What can we make of this game so far? Well, plenty of industry, plenty of bright football. A more attacking mindset, I think, than maybe we saw in the final days of Neil Harris's reign. Whether this will be the approach that any new incoming manager takes, I don't know. If it is indeed Alex Neil, as seems to be word on the street, but nothing confirmed, so I don't know. Will he want more defensive time? I think he probably will want defensive tightness, which we are still slightly hamstrung by the injuries and suspensions and all the rest of it. But certainly in terms of going forwards, I think Jim Hackett on our group chat said we're probably one strike away from being a half-decent side here. So I don't think there's much wrong with this squad. It's just probably having a weight lifted off them a little bit. I mean, they certainly look like they're playing with a bit more freedom than we've seen in recent times. So make of that what you will. Maybe having the soap opera over. I know I've got bored with it. I don't know about you, listeners, or I don't know about, if that's a general consensus, but I certainly got bored with the whole Gallen versus Harris thing, and that's over now, for better or for worse. So it must feel like that a little bit from their working environment. January's going to be an important month. Let's see what we get in January. But there's still plenty of time to go in this game. And Free's gone down. Looks like he's pulled up with something there. It just went down. Looks like his hamstring or something. He just pulled straight up and watched the ball go out for a Millwall throw. Let him die, say the Dockers stands. Thumbs down from the Roman Arena over there. Yeah, interesting that Livermore wants to remain as an assistant, so I'm going to guess that whoever gets appointed will probably acquire the services of David Livermore. I'd imagine that's not a bad thing. He seems to be quite well thought of in the game, David Livermore. Interestingly, he didn't leave with Neil Harris. It was purely a Harris thing to go, and they've always come as a double act, haven't they? So whether that will remain that he's assisting, the way he was speaking to the South London Press, which I don't have in front of me, as I've said a few times across the show, I don't have those notes, but he was speaking as though he would like to remain. He sees himself as very much part of our football club, so fair play to Livers, in my opinion. The stretcher's coming on for the play. He's up though. He's up. Sight of the stretcher seems to have made a Lazarus-style recovery for him. But yeah, so whoever comes in will probably have David Livermore as certainly part of his staff, if not directly the assistant. I don't know. He's walking out, but only just. He's been substituted now, the player. Looks like he badly pulled up there. Ball breaks. This is Blackburn breaking down the left side. Ball in across the face of the goal. There's a shot taken nicely low by Lucas Jensen. There's a moment there where they were shot on goal from the right side, but Lucas Jensen was down equal to it, thankfully. Jameson advertised all around the ground on the illuminated balls. I'm not quite fancy a Jameson. I might get myself a Jameson for Christmas. Why not? Live a little, Nick. Anyway, free kick, Millwall. 79 minutes. Left side, Joe Bryan's going to take it. Deep free kick, launched forwards. Over towards a pink shirt, unfortunately. That's what it was towards. I think that will be an area that any incoming manager will certainly look at, is the poor quality of the crossing. I mean, we keep talking about lack of goal-scoring chances, and it's built on decent crosses, and we just don't do enough of them, unfortunately, from set pieces especially. This is nice work there by Imaku. Goes past a couple of men. This is trying to set up there at Langstaff. It was just taken away from him at the last. He was lining up the shot. Lovely little run by Imaku. This is Leonard, finds Essay. Ball breaks. This is Jill Saville. Shot from distance, slow and hard, but the goalkeeper was down for it. Dear listeners, 80 minutes. Train rumbles past, which alerts me to the fact that the Boxing Day game is at Norwich, of course. From what I could see, there are barely any services to Norwich at all. So good luck to everybody who's travelling. I'm not going to go to that one. I shall watch it on TV. Norwich away, and then Coventry, which is next Sunday afternoon. 24 takes the corner. It's a swinging outwards one. It's headed down. That was a good block there. I think that was Jill Saville blocking that on the line there almost. Decent header downwards with some power. Ball breaks. This is Wintle now on the left side. He's trying to work his man. Does well to keep control of it there. He's inside his Essay now. Out to Imaku on the left side. Overlapping him is Bryan. Ball into the box. Langstaff heads wide. Difficult header. Maybe a striker in better form might have got that on target. It was just over the bar. Decent move, Millwall. 85 minutes, dear listeners. Ball breaks. Macaulay Langstaff now, about halfway inside the Blackburn half. He finds Romain Essay on the right side. Man in front of him. He's got Ryan Leonard overlapping. He finds him. Ball into the box. Over the bar from a pink defender there, listeners. Watmore coming in. Who's this coming out? 17. Langstaff coming out. Watmore coming in. Difficult period for Langstaff. He's had moments today where you might have expected him to do better. But I don't want to put pressure on the boy. He's probably got enough pressure on his shoulders already as a striker with a scoring track record in the non-league. It is a different level in the Championship. Watmore over on the left side. Ball in. This is trying to find Saville, but unfortunately a defender in the way there. So we'll give Blackburn a chance to break. And it'll be a gutter if we give away a goal here, listeners. Ball down the middle. That's... Hang on, the light show started up. What's happened there? The lights have gone back to normal again. For one moment, I thought we were in a Pompey situation. We went into a kind of a disco light show situation there. What on earth was that all about? All right, well, we seem level now. I thought the club were going to go full light show late in the game. I think that's blown everyone's mind. The goalkeeper just put his foot over the ball there. He's recovered it, though. That's strange. So anyway, left-sided free kick. Taken short and low. There's a shot. Oh, it's a shot from Saville on target. Full bouncing around. Ball finally comes waywardly leftwards. Shot from on target there, batted away. And I think the defender took the rebound shot full in the mush there. It's going to be a left-sided throw-in. I imagine a right-handed long throw. Maybe a couple of minutes left now of the added time. It's taken short. This is Essay. He wanted it short. He's skipped past his man. It's a ball in that's going straight into a massive defensive legs. Unfortunately, ball into the box. It's got in the net! Ivanovic! 1-0 Millwall! Ivanovic with a header! Bouncing across the 6-yard box. Ivanovic gets ahead to it. Taps in. 1-0 Millwall! Bloody hell! Ivanovic! Lions lead it. Late. Wow. A consequence of our crossing has not been brilliant across the whole game. Let's get it right. But if you keep putting the ball into the mix and we've got the players in there that can take advantage of it, one will come good in the end. Fantastic. Nice chance. A nice take by Mihailo Ivanovic there. Maybe a minute or two left in the game. Oh, that's raised my spirits, listeners, going into Christmas. Is it yours? It's a different mindset. We've been more attacking mindset. I'm not saying it's been, totally fluid, totally on point, but we've approached the game in a more attacking way, and it's still some game time to play here. So, free kick for Blackburn. But it's good to see it rewarded with a goal at least. Let's hope we can keep them out here. This is a free kick deep in the Millwall half. Fairly central. This should be last gasp saloon for Blackburn here. A chance for them to lump it in there. Chipped forwards. Ball bouncing around. Up in the air from Romain Essay, committed to the calls there, listeners. Into space from Ivanovic. Imarku running after that. That was a lost cause, listeners. This referee will give him every chance to get something on the game. Ball bouncing around. There's Lions win it 1-0. Put to rest that losing streak. Late goal for the forgotten man of Ivanovic. Good performances by a number of players who have been in the wilderness in recent times. Ivanovic with a goal. I want to mention Imarku, who gave 100% across the whole game there, listeners. Man of the match inside the stadium was Jeff Tanganga. I'm not going to argue with that. Another rock-like performance. Really good, bright show by Millwall and a late winner. What more can you want as your Christmas present? I want to wish you and your families all around the world a very Merry Christmas, peaceful New Year, listeners. Let's keep our fingers crossed for that. And it's the Clo.
Achtung, Millwall.
Sephora presents Your Granny, Pearl. Your grandmother, Pearl, she's had 83 years to refine her tastes, which means she's hard to buy for. She has a signature lip, signature car, signature drink, signature scarf, signature color, and she makes it all look effortless, which means gifting her takes maximum effortness. She knows what she likes, but she also has a nose. This holiday, don't overthink it. The best fragrance gifts are only at Sephora.
This episode is brought to you by McDonald's. Did you know that 1 in 8 Americans have worked at McDonald's? From musicians to astronauts, even McDonald's franchise owners and their own corporate leadership, they're all connected by the opportunities that McDonald's provides. In fact, 71% of McDonald's former crew said they gained career-building skills, and the majority of the 1 in 8 would recommend working at McDonald's. McDonald's takes people further. Learn more at mcdonalds1in8.com.
This episode is brought to you by Shopify. Creating really great retail experiences with multiple stores, teams, and workflows is tough. But with Shopify's point-of-sale system, you can do it across thousands of locations without complexity. It's a unified command center, bringing together in-store and online operations so customers can shop how they want. and staff have the tools to close every sale. Check out shopify.com/special offer and create the best retail experiences without complexity.
Welcome back to the show, dear listeners. Joining me now is show regular. Good to see him again. It's Ben Anthony. How you doing, Ben?
Hello, Nick. Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Yeah, how about yourself?
Good. I really enjoyed yesterday, Ben. We were just saying off air, weren't we, mate? It makes a nice change to go to Millwall on a cool Saturday afternoon in winter time and enjoy your football. It's we'll come on to the teams and the game itself, but I thought just the attacking mindset was really, really refreshing yesterday. How did you find it?
Yeah, definitely. It was good to walk away from the Den with a smile on your face at last. Yeah, definitely. I think the formation, the lineup at the start was really positive, and we took the game to Blackburn, which was what we should be doing at the Den. So it felt good. I think the crowd responded, particularly in the second half. I think the first half was a little bit cagier, but I think the second half was good fun.
Yeah, no, good open football. I mean, obviously under our temporary management, and he's been quite clear, David Livermore, that he's only here as a stopgap. He has no aspirations to be a manager, which surprised me, Ben. I thought that, it might be a chance for Livers to throw his hat into the ring, but certainly it was a bold starting 11, and I found that quite interesting, actually. I mean, who knows what soap operas have been going on behind the scenes at the Den, but to name a starting 11 is, Jensen in goal, Leonard Tanganga, Murray Wallace, Joe Bryan, Casper Denor, Joel Saville. So far, so good. But then that attacking three, and it was an attacking three yesterday, Ben, of Femi Aziz, Romain Esse, and then Idamo Marku in from the cold with Macaulay Langstaff up front. That felt like a real statement of intent by Livers, and I'll take my hat off to him. That was a bold choice.
Yeah, it was a chance for them to put their name forward for any incoming manager, isn't it? To get their get themselves in, not the shop window. That's the wrong term, but I don't know.
On his radar. Yeah,
exactly. Particularly Amaku, because he's not had many chances. I think that was his first start of the season, wasn't it? I think so. I
think probably, yeah.
Yeah, I think he was fantastic. I really enjoyed watching Amaku play. He was running at them. I think Blackburn were at times a little bit frightened of him. Always positive, trying to get a cross in, trying to get involved, and I think it was a really, really strong performance from him.
It was more about the attacking intent. I mean, you're right about the first half. We seem to have a lot of moments of nice build-up, and then the final ball, the final shot. I remember there was a shot blocked. I think it was Esse had a volley. I had a quick look at the extended highlights this morning on the club site, but it gives you a sense of almost about the whole half. There were nearly moves, but there was certainly an attacking intent which felt refreshing. I thought the crowd responded to it. It was a fairly open game, really, because Blackburn on the back foot slightly, but they had their moments. They had a good header from the corner. I think it was a right-sided corner that seemed from my angle to be a real chance. I think the central defender hit the one of their midfielders with his header, which probably was on target. It looked like he got it wide, but that wasn't a bad opportunity. They didn't have many, but they looked like they're in the game. They've come off a decent run of form lately. So, it was more about the attacking intent of Millwall in that first half, particularly, Ben. And as you say, second half, we really carried on. And it was really refreshing. I think the crowd really responded to that, don't you think?
Yeah, absolutely. It was a really good atmosphere. And you felt like something was building in the second half. I thought if anyone's going to get a goal, I thought it was going to be us.
Yeah.
I think they definitely looked like they were playing for a 0-0 draw. All the time wasting, and they weren't really
toward the end. That's right. Yeah, game managing. Yeah,
goal that much. I didn't think, and I thought we were the ones trying to get the goal. And I think we just about deserved it when we got the goal in the end, and it's very late. Came very late in the day, but we'll take it.
Absolutely, 90 plus 6. I think the BBC have got it listed as it was a late winner, but there were opportunities. I can remember Saville having a shot from the edge of the penalty area that was blocked, and a few moments. I mean, I suppose if I was to summarise the whole performance from Millwall, it was, like I keep using the word intent. We just had that mindset that we wanted to get the ball forward, attack the opposition, and yes, it will leave opportunities at the back because that's the nature of it. There was that heroic, as the club has described it, that heroic chase back by Femi Aziz, a flair player, Ben, a flair player chasing back 60 yards to make a crucial tackle and prevent what looked like a goal for me. I mean, it was 1-on-1 by the time the boy got to the D, and it was a magnificent, well-timed tackle. I mean, that really lifted the crowd as well. When that tackle was made, you could almost feel like a real lift in spirits. And then, as you say, I think there was a belief that we'd press on and go for it. And in the end, it would work out. But that was a magnificent tackle back there by Femi.
Yeah, Ryan Leonard-esque. I thought,
Yeah.
yeah,
Really,
really good. Every now and again we have one of those moments that a player puts in a tackle and gets a standing ovation. And, that was it yesterday. It was absolutely superb. And yeah, we were lucky, I think, because the player hesitated just a second to.
He was pulling the trigger. He just thought about it, didn't he? He was just picking his spot.
And Aziz just took advantage of that. That tiny hesitation, and Aziz was on it, and it was.
Yeah.
It's one of those where if he slightly messes up that tackle, it's a straight red card and a penalty, and
absolutely
he nailed it. So, yeah, fantastic. And I mean, his run of form, and the sort of turnaround in his performances is remarkable. I think he's been absolutely brilliant for an extended period of time now, and a lot of people, myself included, were sort of thinking, have we bought a dud here? But actually, he's been superb. So, well done to Aziz.
It's the best answer. I mean, when I first saw him at the start of the season, I'd done the same. I don't think there was many that were thinking we've signed a top player, but he's really turned it around. That's the best answer to your critics, is to show week in, week out what you can do. And I was really impressed by the three, I call them the hungry three. They're hungry for the ball yesterday, all of them. SA, obviously we know all about SA, and Marku you've mentioned already, and Aziz, but each of them were wanting the ball, but also wanted to show what they can do with it. There's some of the backheel passing, Ben. I've not seen that. I can't think when I've ever seen it at the Den. It was magnificent, and it lifted you off your seat. These are the moments. They all tried them, Aziz and SA particularly. I think that's their strong point. And Marku, I think, with a huge point to prove to somebody that might have been watching from Essex somewhere on his stream, to show what he's missed out there, because no one knows what gets said behind closed doors or what the origin of this the choices are, but I could not see a good valid reason why Idemo Marku has not featured more often, because every time he had the ball, danger lurked out there. Why he would not be chosen can only be for other reasons I can't think of, because I couldn't see any valid reason not to have played the boy.
Yeah, it's been an odd one with that. He had a stupid red card, didn't he, earlier in the season?
In the season,
that knocked him out of contention for quite a long time. Whatever happened, either it was just before that or it was sparked by that, I don't know. But there was something off about that whole situation, and it's been nice, over the last few games. To be fair to Harris, he's come off the bench a couple of times, and he got the assist a couple of weeks ago, didn't he? Was it an equaliser?
Was it against? Yeah, was it Stoke? Or I can't remember now.
I think it might
possibly Sunderland. Yeah.
And I think he was slowly coming back into the fold, but to get a start and actually put in a really, really fantastic performance, and he played the full 90, I think, and
he did the 90.
Really excellent, I thought. So it's good for it shows sort of a good attitude, actually, that he's going to show his performances on the pitch. He's not come out publicly and said anything. He's
no
on the pitch, and I think that's a sort of good mark towards him, I think.
This episode is brought to you by Amazon. The holidays are here, and you know what that means. It's time to get your friends and family the gifts they deserve. Take the stress out of shopping with Amazon's great deals and low prices on a huge range of items from toys to tech and much more. Whoever you're gifting for, Amazon has great prices on everything you need this holiday season. Shop last-minute deals now. This episode is brought to you by Skinny Pop Popcorn. Perfectly popped, endlessly delicious. Oh, so light and crunchy. Skinny Pop Original Popcorn is the snack you've been searching for. Made with just 3 simple ingredients: popcorn kernels, sunflower oil, and salt. Snacking never felt or tasted so good. Perfectly popped, endlessly delicious. Give yourself permission to snack and pick up Skinny Pop Original Popcorn today.
The wrongs we must right. The fights we must win. The future we must secure together for our nation. This is what's in front of us. This determines what's next for all of us. We are Marines. We were made for this.
The whole side played well yesterday, I thought, given the circumstances and given the upheavals behind the scenes. But just picking out those 3 players, because for me they were the standouts yesterday. They all did the defensive work, Ben, as well. I mean, we've said this a few times about Esse. I think is looking increasingly like the full-rounded player now, with where he's obviously got the forward talent, but he will do the work side as well. But I couldn't fault Imarku or Aziz yesterday. I mentioned Aziz already with the tackle back, but the defensive side of the job, which is the grind, isn't it? But it's got to be done. And they were there, and I take my hat off to their attitude, because there's an easy stereotype that Flair players want the glory and don't want to do the hard graft, and that wasn't so yesterday, at least. So fair play to them. Macaulay Langstaff is having a difficult time up front, and I kind of feel for the boy, because I think there's a goal scorer. There's clearly a goal scorer. He's got a track record of it. And he's just not getting the breaks. He had a chance in the first half, which was a very tightly angled shot, which I thought got in, hit the side netting. But is he suited to that one-man role up front, Ben? It's a difficult field to plough, isn't it? A single striker. Yeah. You get a sense he needs a man with him, another man.
The thing I was thinking yesterday, being able to watch him, he's taking that extra second or two to get his shot back, to line things up. And I don't know if that's a confidence thing or if that's just sort of the step up from National League and League Two up into Championship. It is a quicker league, and it is that next level up, and defenders are a bit savvier. And I just think he's taken a little bit too much, and I think he needs time to get up to speed with the Championship. And I think it's the same thing for Ivanovic, actually. I think both of them just need game time to be up to speed. And it's that difficult thing of they're going to go through this sticky patch of not being able to score goals. And then at some point they'll get up to speed and it'll click. We've got to go through the pain of sort of them being up front and perhaps not delivering for a little while. So I think we should persevere with him. And I think there's something there. And just see where we are in a few games' time. But it is getting to the point where he does need to get he just needs to get a goal, doesn't he?
He needs one, yeah. What I will say, to his credit, he does a lot of work off the ball. He's chasing, he's harrying. I don't know how he played with Notts County. I'm going to guess it was your traditional big man, little man setup. I don't know. But he's got a lot of goals in non-league, as you say. It's a different level. And he's not got that. So he's got a very different kind of game to play for Millwall. But then he will have, if he's at any side at this level, you're expected to do things that you're not really needed to do further down the league. So he's got to pick that up. A goal would be wonderful. I think that would be a weight off his shoulder. At the moment, he must be carrying a 10-ton weight on his on his back, because as a goal scorer, not to get goals, it's difficult, isn't it? Interesting also, Ivanovic came in on 65 minutes, I said yesterday, for Aziz. And I was starting to think as the game was on, I think he hasn't really done much. And then up he pops and gets that late winner, which is the mark of a good player, isn't it? Just when you think they're out of it, he's in the right time at the right place. And interesting too, Ben, that he was one of the criticised too when Harris made those comments about his young winger and his young striker being in the wrong parts of the penalty area. But interesting that both made such an impact on the game yesterday. Maybe those words had left a mark. I don't know. For the good.
Maybe. Yeah.
Maybe.
That was a very odd, a really odd
choice of phrase.
Press conference, wasn't it? I think was that the Thicko's conference as well. It was a very odd.
Yeah, something wasn't right. My own personal feeling, I don't know if listeners would agree with this, is it was actually quite nice to be free of the feud that's gone now. It's like when you're at work and two people really, really hate each other. You find the whole room, office, work area, whatever it is, gets divided between two camps almost, and to have done with it, whatever the rights and wrongs of whose viewpoint should prevail, to have done with it, Ben, I think must be a relief for everyone. So it felt that way for me. Yes, I don't know about anyone else, but just to be no longer worrying about the soap opera is it must feel like a bit of a weight lifted.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want this to be a kind of a mark against Harris, because I think he's someone who came in and saved us from.
No, absolutely, absolutely.
Last season. He's done an incredible job as a manager over two spells, and both times I think left the club in a better place than where he found it. And I've got an awful lot of time and respect for Neil Harris. Whatever happened behind the scenes happened. We're never going to know the full details.
No.
And it neither should we. It's between those people, and what I just really hope that the club can get that sort of get everything moving in the direction that they clearly want it to go in, and it's this vision that they have starts to work. About this time last year, I was sort of I wrote a post about the sort of chaos at the club and things just not being right, and it was around about when Joe Edwards was struggling, let's put it that way. And I think there was an awful lot of things that are not quite right at Millwall, and a lot's changed since then. I mean, the new director of football, and Steve Kavanagh left, didn't he? And Alex Aldridge.
He did. Change of personnel.
Big shake up and a big change, but there's still a lot to come, and I think there's still things that don't sit quite right with me at the minute in the way the club's being run, and I hope that that is something that is slowly turning around. It's obviously quite a big task, and the manager is a big decision that we have to get this right. There's no falling back and calling Neil Harris to come and save us again. We've played that card, so we have to get this one right, and so it's a bit worrying at the minute. But
100%. For me yesterday, I mean, hats off to the spirit and the drive of that team, playing for a stand-in coach in David Livermore. He's made it clear he's not for the main job, but that came down to the spine of the team and the willingness of those young players to do the hard grind, and well done to each and every one of them. I think whoever comes in must tap into that, into that spirit, that team spirit, and must tap into what was evident for me, which was that if we play with a little bit more freedom, I know you can't go completely full scale, all out attack, but if we can play with a little bit more verve going forwards, Ben, there's a good team there. I think maybe the striking, the goal scoring will be something we have to look at, because we were creating chances yesterday, and maybe if Langstaff can click, then maybe that can be the solution. Maybe if Ivanovic can click, maybe there is a solution. But that's just the area where at the moment there's the goal scoring, and there's the quality of, or the poor quality of the crossing, which too many times we're wasting dead balls, and when we can get a cross in, as with Ryan Leonard late yesterday, we can get goals. But those are two areas that we need to look at. But there's a lot further for this new man, whoever it is, to latch on to, which is a good sign. I think you're right. Neil Harris has left the club in a far better place than he found it. It's going to be interesting to see who gets this job, Ben. Have you got any preferences? Or you see names online that people kind of react badly to for the most part, unless it's Jose Mourinho. everyone's no good for Millwall. I don't know who is, but who would you go for if you given a free hand? Realistically,
the name at the moment that sort of seems to be top of the pile is Alex Neil, isn't it?
Yeah,
I get the impression he's a half decent coach, which is obviously what we're looking for. I think he's not the most sort of exciting of options. He's not the most sort of inspiring, I guess, but he would, I guess, be the stable choice. And there's something in his experience that says that maybe that's a decent option. I'm trying to think. Schumacher's come up, hasn't he, a couple of times?
Stephen Schumacher, the ex-Plymouth coach,
the Wickham manager as well.
Broomfield, I don't know enough about him other than the fact they're top of their table at the moment and going well. But
it doesn't necessarily mean he's going to do it in the Championship at the Den, though, does it? It's I don't know.
Well, one of his mainstays there is Fred Onyedinma, who's playing well. I always thought Fred was a good player, but the Den is a very difficult arena in which to play, Ben. It's not always. It can be very, very supportive, but it's not always for everyone, and it didn't work out. So I'm just a bit wary of the whole Wickham thing. It's a different environment entirely in leafy Wickham, isn't it, than the Den in full flow. It can be a tough place.
Yeah, I just think I don't know. I thought Mark Robbins was the obvious good option. It sounds like he's turned the club down.
Just down, apparently. So I read. I don't know. Alex Neil does seem like the favourite. I'm not checked any of the latest betting odds or the rumours you see online. I wouldn't be unhappy with Alex Neil. He's actually got a decent track record, Ben. He's promoted with Norwich. He got them into the Premier, albeit to a tough season when they're up there. But I think everyone would face that. So I don't think there's any disgrace in that. And was it Sunderland he took up or from League One? Am I right? I can't remember. He's got a couple of decent seasons. He's got plenty of experience under his belt. And I kind of think that might be. You've got to come in and command a group of players that have been around the track a few times, and it takes a certain personality. Maybe this is what did for Joe Edwards. He just didn't have the respect. If I'm trying to find a better word than that, but it's not an easy job, is it? Commanding a group like that of experienced pros.
He's definitely got the experience, so we'll have to see. Who knows? And we just have to hope they get it right. And I guess it's in time to do something in January as well, because
yes, I think that,
and there's a couple that probably need to go as well. I think Harding probably just for his career really needs to.
He's going to want some first team football. I mean, he's warmed the bench. I mean, he made a one start. Was it a League Cup game? I think, but. If he's not going to feature, then the guy deserves a chance to. He's in his late stage of his career. He deserves a chance to move along. Our left side, I can't let you go before I mention our left side, Ben. I mean, I would love to see a strengthen. I know we had Callum Scanlon, the Liverpool player, and there's one of those great what ifs. What if he hadn't got injured? But I don't know. Joe Barnes actually improved as a defender. He's a very odd player. Yeah, he's in the team for his creative qualities, which seem to have gone as he's improved his defensive work. For me, at least, the creative side's gone walkabouts.
He has one good game in about 5 or 6, and it's just not quite enough, is it?
No.
I'm not going to be. I'm not one of those people that's like booing him or
No.
I think he is trying. I just don't think he quite fits the mould at the minute. And like you say,
we've got to improve on that side, Ben. We've got to improve, in my opinion.
And I have real concerns just about the fact that we don't have anyone that can take a decent set piece. Our set pieces are absolutely appalling. Considering
they're
we are in the box. Yeah. So I'd if we do get someone on the left, I'd really like someone who can cross a ball. That'd be good. Take the corner. It's a funny situation. And I think did he break his back, Scanlon? He's like
he did something serious. I don't think we'll see him again for us this season. I can't believe that. But It will be nice to see a bit of maybe a little bit of a refresh, as the football expression has it, and someone on the left side that can, as you rightly say, Ben, cross the ball.
Yeah,
just to a decent level. That's all. I'm not beat the first man. That's all I ask, and then after that, anything can happen. But we'll see. We'll see.
I did quite enjoy our new defensive tactic, which is when a player's through on goal, start the light show. I thought that was fun.
That was weird, wasn't it? This is what you get for jazzing up your floodlight systems, listeners. It didn't usually happen at the Cold Blow Lane, unless the fuse blew, then it was a light show. That was weird, wasn't it? I think it blew everyone's minds. I mean, the goalkeeper, I noticed the referee stopped because you kind of have to, whilst this manumission takes place on the pitch out there. And then the ball went down the other end, and I think the goalkeeper put his foot over the ball. It went behind it for a corner, I think. So just for a moment or two, it was, I think it just blew everyone's minds slightly. Very strange moment. Yeah, so maybe that's the new... I hadn't thought of it as a defensive tactic. Put the light show on at the last moment.
Yeah,
a win that leaves us 10th in the table, 7 points off the playoffs.
Yeah,
going into Christmas.
I was looking at the table. We've got 7 wins, 7 draws, 7 losses. So we're the most consistently inconsistent. I think we're bang where we deserve to be, around about 10th. I think it's
yeah. Yeah, I agree. We'll see what we get at Norwich. That's a difficult away game. There are no trains running to Norwich, listeners, as far as I can tell. So it'll be drive up there or catch the coach or something. But good luck to everyone that's going up there on Boxing Day away at Norwich. They are in 13th on 26 points. So, that'd be a nice one to get some action out of. But we'll see. We'll see whether we get an announcement of a new manager this week. That's going to be interesting.
If we do, maybe the away crowd probably won't sing the same songs they sung to the Millwall manager last time we were away at Norwich. That was the
the infamous Gary Rowett one, wasn't it?
That was an interesting afternoon.
Oh dear, we do like a soap opera here at the Millwall, don't we, listeners?
Yeah.
There we are. Ben, big thank you, mate. Thanks for joining me on a Sunday. Really appreciate it. Have a good Christmas to yourself and your family.
You too, and to all the listeners as well. Have a fantastic Christmas, and see you back at the Den in the new year.
Absolutely. Arrivederci Millwall, listeners. Bye for now.
This podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.